You know, when we think of a brand, we usually think about customers, right? But there's this other brand, kind of like a secret weapon in the war for talent, that might just be even more important. It's called employer branding. And it's the quiet power move that really decides who gets hired, who sticks around, and believe it or not, even how a company's stock performs. So, take a look at this number, 92%. This one single statistic pretty much reveals a massive power shift in the world of work, and it's the reason why employer branding just isn't optional anymore. But what does it actually mean?
It means that right now, nearly everyone in your organization could be tempted to walk away for a company with a better reputation. See, it's not just about the salary or a fancy title anymore. It's about what people are saying. It's about the stories they tell when they talk about where they work.
And that brings us to a really crucial question. Do you actually know what story your company is telling out there? Because, and this is the key, whether you're managing it or not, that story exists, and it is actively shaping your future.
This leads us straight into our first big idea. The whole game has changed. We're in this new era of transparency where candidates, well, they hold more power than ever before, and they are definitely using it. And here is the number that proves it, 75%. This right here represents the new reality of the job hunt. Candidates are no longer just passive applicants waiting by the phone. Nope, they've become active investigators. That's right. 3 out of every 4 candidates are doing what we could call light stalking. You know what I mean. They're scrolling through your social media feeds, they're reading every single Glassdoor review like it's a restaurant menu, and they're hitting up their networks asking, so what's it really like to work there? Your brand is being judged way before a resume ever hits your inbox. So here's the bottom line. Employer branding isn't just some fluffy PR exercise. It's the active process of shaping your reputation. It's all about creating a consistent, authentic identity that really connects with the people you already have and, of course, the people you want to hire. Okay, let's move on to our second section, because this is where the plot really thickens. We're going to talk about the central conflict in this whole story, that dangerous gap between the brand you promise and the reality your employees live every single day. At the very heart of this is your employee value proposition, or your EVP. The easiest way to think about this is, it's the deal. It's the deal you make with your people. It's everything you offer them, from salary and benefits to things like career growth, the culture, a sense of purpose. It is the promise. And this slide just illustrates the problem perfectly. On one side, you've got the promise, that glossy careers page talking all about innovation and work-life balance. And then, on the other side, you've got the reality, those unfiltered, raw employee reviews on Glassdoor talking about the real culture, the actual workload. When these two faces don't line up, you create what's called the brand reality gap, and that is exactly where trust goes to die. So how do so many companies get this so wrong? Well, Section 3 is all about that. We're going to break down the common symptoms of a weak employer brand, framing them as the critical mistakes you absolutely have to avoid. It's actually surprisingly easy to break your brand. First up, a lack of authenticity. That's the original sin, right? Projecting an image that just doesn't match what's happening inside. Another big one, not involving your employees. I mean, building a plan without talking to the people living it every day, crazy. Then there's ignoring negative feedback. Those bad Glassdoor reviews, that's free and sometimes painful consulting. Overpromising and underdelivering, well, that's just the fastest way to destroy trust. And finally, if leadership isn't truly committed, any employer brand strategy is basically just an empty promise. But hey, it is not all doom and gloom, I promise. Let's pivot to the solution in our final section. Because when you get this right, when you build a truly authentic brand, the payoff is absolutely enormous. Now, what's really fascinating here is how this shows that authenticity means knowing what your people actually value. Okay, so compensation and benefits, #1 across the board. No big surprise there, right? But look at the differences. In North America and Europe, flexibility is a huge driver. But in Latin America, career growth is actually more important. And over in the Asia-Pacific region, a manageable workload beats out flexibility. It just goes to show you, a one-size-fits-all approach is never going to work. So this is the big question, isn't it? Does investing in what your employees really value actually impact business results? The answer is a huge, resounding yes. Richard Branson just captured this philosophy perfectly. And listen, this isn't just a nice feel-good sentiment. It is a powerful business model. A great employee experience is the engine that drives a great customer experience, and the data totally proves it. I mean, just look at this. According to extensive research from Gallup,
Companies with highly engaged teams, teams that feel valued and connected to their work, are 23% more profitable than companies with disengaged employees. That is a massive difference that goes straight to the bottom line.
And if you need just one more number to convince your leadership team, here it is. This is basically the financial mic drop for employer branding.
Over the long haul, companies with strong, authentic employer brands deliver nearly 11.6% higher returns to their shareholders. See, this isn't about feelings. This is about cold, hard financial performance. A strong internal brand is a leading indicator of long-term success.
So, where on earth do you start? Well, you can't fix what you don't measure. The first, most practical step you can take is to do an employer brand audit. Now, don't let the word audit scare you. All it is a deep dive. It's a systematic look at everything from your career site and your social media to your application process and what people are actually saying about you online. It just gives you a clear, honest benchmark of where you're standing right now. Which brings us right back to where we started. Your company is telling a story right now, whether you like it or not. The only question left is, are you going to be the one to write it, or are you going to let someone else write it for you?